here to say a few things about Dick Monroe, my real good friend that passed away. Dick was a wonderful person. A lot of people used him, and he enjoyed every minute of it, repairing things for other people besides himself. He would drop his own stuff and go and build an engine for somebody or do a repair for somebody, be it carpenter work or whatever. We'd like to just make a tribute to Dick, that what we all felt good about him.
Dick was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they came to Detroit at an early age, Dick's early age, and his father was a contractor, and downtown Detroit, and then they moved out to Garden City area and Ypsilanti area, and then Dick ended up in Canton for years. Jim Monroe, he was a Korea and Vietnam fighter pilot. He was Dick's older brother, and Dick was very, very fond of him. They were quite amazing, the both of them.
Well, I'd like to say a few things about Dick Monroe and express my feelings that he was one of the nicest fellows I ever met. He extended his arm to help people. We had a lot of fun with him. He was definitely the corn man. We had more corn than we could ever eat. And we had a lot of car get-togethers that he made very special for us. And we greatly appreciated his company and having a lot of fun in the car hobby together.
All right, Dick. It was great knowing you, but it's great having breakfasts with you at the Three Brothers, and I appreciated all the work you did at the swap meet, coming out there and putting chloride on the road and everything like that. You did a lot for the club, and we're going to miss you a lot. So take care, Dick.
I just want to say a few words about Dick Monroe, our good friend. It was really sad to see him go so fast. He was just a real big part of our group of guys that chummed around quite a bit, and he kind of made the group. His sense of humor, his laugh, the stories, they were unbelievable. We'd go to swap meets like down at Columbus, and he wouldn't stop telling stories there and back. It was unbelievable. One time in particular that we had a great time was when Mike Fontana picked up his Metropolitan, or actually Roxanne picked up her Metropolitan car, and we had to get it started. So we did that, got it started, and then everybody parled in the car, and someone took a picture of us together. So we're going to miss him. We'll think of him a lot. We'll probably bring up the stories he told us many times, have a few laughs, and maybe we'll have a little cocktail for him.
Dick Monroe, he was a great guy. He was a key part in starting the new Vintage Motors Club. He was there at every meeting and everything. He was a real car guy right down to the bottom of him. So he was a pretty good guy. I'm going to miss him.
just like to say a couple things about our good friend Dick Monroe that we lost. I've probably known him 25 years in this club, and he's been one of the greatest members of the club and friend. Anytime that I had a problem with one of my flatheads or something, Dick was always there. He was there, until we got it fixed, and he was just a great person to know and be around. He acted tough, but he had a heart of gold, and we're going to miss him a lot.
It was my pleasure to know Dick Monroe very well. I have belonged to the club for almost 35 years, and during that time, Dick was a choice individual, good friend, and I will miss him greatly.
Dick Monroe was a great friend. He'd do anything for you.
Part of it's going to go into a CD.
He spent his own money every year. He bought equipment for the club to use at the swap meet. He bought the calcium spreader and brought the tractor and paid for the fuel and paid for the calcium and never asked for a dime. And would cover all that dust every year. Anything the club needed, he was the first one there.
I was with him one night at the Fort Mercury Storage Club, and after the meeting, a brand new member came up and said, "Are you Dick Monroe?" And Dick says, "Yes." "Why?" And I says, "Well, I've got a flathead engine, and I've got it all apart, but I'm not sure how to put it back together." And Dick says, "Well, all you do is buy whatever parts I need to put it back together." And he says, "I'll put it back together for you." As far as I know, he never charged the guy for that. But that was Dick. I was a very good friend of Dick Monroe. Dick was quite a unique guy. If I had projects, something I'd mentioned that I needed to do on one of the cars, before I could explain totally what I wanted, he was always come back with the comment, "Well, let's do it. I can do that. When do you want to do it?" And I know anybody in the club or anybody he ever knew, he was the same way with.
Dick Monroe was a nice guy. He always tried to come off as tough and rough, but he was a cream puff, and I miss him a lot.
I'd like to give a couple thoughts on Dick Monroe. Who else can say that they've been to the White House and met the president? Dick's been around, he's got so many life's experiences, knew so much about cars and hot rods in particular, and it's very instrumental and helpful in helping me get my car running, and always had something good to say about your car or helping out, and I wish that he had spent some more time on his car and got that. It was so close that it would have been nice to see that on the road and see him driving it, and Dick will be missed.
Dick was a good club member and a patriotic guy and good friend, do anything for anybody, and that was his byline. Sometimes he didn't work on his own stuff so that he could help somebody else. He'll be remembered for a long time as a good friend, and we'll miss him.
Another thing about Dick, St. Jude, his love for that foundation. His refrigerator was full of the cards of the children that were stricken with leukemia and cancer and that stuff. Very, 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 very sensitive about that. Dick would talk about them kids and have tears in his eyes, like he knew every one of them.
He was great. I loved him. I miss him. I wish he was here.
This roadkill food is excellent.
All right.
I said,
How's it going there?
I'm getting there.
Originally he was into racing, drag racing, back in the 50s, late 50s, early 60s. He had several trophies where he won at the drag strip. He took Best of Show at Cobo Hall, Autorama, back in, I believe, either 1959 or 1960. And so quite an interesting guy. Really privileged to know him.
One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Needless to say that Dick Monroe was a good friend of mine. He's missed very much. People will find out when they don't have him around to help them every time. You know, what can you say about a good friend? Just that he's very well missed, and he's missed.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.